Setting up for double knitting can be a little bit tricky, but it's also going to really help you understand the whole concept of double knitting while we do it. So this may be the hardest row, but I'm going to be with you every step of the way, and I'm also going to demonstrate this American and Continental, so you won't be left out. So what we're going to do is take a look at the chart, right here. This chart says, goodness, first row, we're going to knit this first stitch with both yarns, then we're going to do whatever these 7 white squares mean, and I'm going to show you what that means, and then we're going to knit another stitch with both yarns. Alright, so, inserting your needle into the first stitch on the needle, we're going to wrap, let's see, leave a little tail hanging down from your contrasting color. Grab your contrasting color and your working yarn right there, and then just wrap them around and pull that through and knit that first stitch. Alright, now for these next 7 stitches we're going to be knitting twice into each stitch, which is why we made it nice and loose in the first place. So insert your needle like normal, like that. Now taking just one yarn, it doesn't matter which, I'll do this grayish purple, and pull that through. Alright, right now, go like this, but don't take this stitch off the needle, okay? Make some room between the 2 stitches, between the 2 needles, and, whoops, that's my tail. Where's my yarn? There it is. Okay, there's my 2 yarns. Bring them both between the needle tips to the front of your work. Insert your needle again, this time like you're going to purl, and purl that stitch with the other color. This time we'll do green. And push that through. Now last step is bring both yarns to the back again. So now you can see we've got 2 stitches, 1 knit stitch and 1 purl stitch, that's that bump, one with each color into that stitch. Now I'm going to demonstrate the same thing continental style, and I'll go back and forth. Alright, so inserting the needle into that first stitch, just choose, let's see, what did we start with? Last time we chose this purple, so go and get this purple and bring that through. Don't take that stitch off. Make some room like this between the needles. Now move both yarns to the front, reinsert your needle like this, and purl with just wrapping the green yarn around this time, and push that through. There we go. Lovely, so we've got 2 of the same thing now. Let's continue on. We are starting by knitting with just purple, wrapping just the purple around, moving both yarns to the front, and then purling with just green. So we are creating a pair of stitches, 1 in each color, for each stitch that we cast on. Switching back to American style, wrap around with just the purple yarn, move both yarns to the front, insert the needle again, just like that, and wrap with just the green. Last step, move both yarns to the back again. And we're going to continue on in the same way up until the very last stitch, and the last stitch, as you know, we're going to knit with both yarns, and this just joins the yarns together so we don't have any floppy edges. There's what we've got so far. Switching back to continental for this last bit. And this is definitely the slowest round, as setup rounds usually are, or row. Double knitting will go faster, I promise. There we go. Oh, I barely got the yarn there. Save. Okay. See how I'm using my fingers to hold everything on there? Go ahead and do that. Please don't be knitting like this where you can't use your fingers. Go ahead and be putting them all over your yarn. It's going to help you control what's going on here, which is a lot. This is complicated, right? This is definitely intermediate to advanced moves here. Last stitch, knitting with both together and off. So that is what your setup row should look like. 1 stitch on either end with both yarns, and then 7 pairs of stitches, knit, purl, 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 all the way down. And now you can see why we did that loose cast on to begin with.